Yes, the person you're seeing on the thumbnail is me. 100% me. Moi. Let me tell you in a second. Hello and welcome back to my channel. How you guys doing? My name is Abby Green, popularly known as Boo Boo from Boo Boo's Boulevard, and here is a space for parents and individuals at large trying to find balance in life, trying to find balance between parenting and pursuing other life goals. And we do this through intentional living, productivity, working smart, and living happy. So this is a zone for self-improvement for today's parents and individuals at large. Everybody is welcome here. Anyway, today's video is very different. It's my story about Saudi Arabia, my life in Saudi Arabia. If you have been following me from the inception of my blog, you will know that I started Boo Boo's Boulevard in 2016 in Saudi Arabia. I was inside the thing, gongo. So this period, May, is a time where I always reflect, because 31st May made Boo Boo's Boulevard 4 years old, and it just makes me reflect about Saudi Arabia. And with the Eid that just passed, I'm just trying to dedicate this video to my Saudi friends and my Muslim friends at large, because I really miss the place. I know, I miss the place. There are so many misconceptions about Saudi Arabia, and I'm here to bust those myths, okay? I'm just going to share with you some things that I love about Saudi Arabia, things that I learned personally from Saudi Arabia. Got a lot of questions then while I was in Saudi Arabia to do blog posts about Saudi Arabia. I did all that in my blog post, and I suggest that you go to boobosboulevard.com and read all the blog posts about Saudi Arabia. This one is just my personal experience on things that I learned from Saudi Arabia. If you like videos like this, if you're interested in working in Saudi Arabia, or you want to have a life there, then this video is for you. And if you like this kind of video, please say it in the comment section so that I can work with that information, okay? So I'm going to rush through this video because it's a long one, so just grab your Chapman, your Mojito, your Piña Colada, grab your red wine, grab your Bloody Mary, grab your Coke, grab your water, grab your tea. Let us spill the tea on Saudi Arabia, okay? As a foreigner, from a foreigner's perspective. Okay. So when I got married, my husband was working in Saudi Arabia at the time, so I was going to join him. We had done all this in my head, the theory of how I'm going to get used to the life there and everything. It was scary, the information I was getting from Google. So I was prepared. I prepared my mind. So we left from Abuja. So I got some kaftans, to make myself feel like, this girl is coming and she's blending into the Saudi Arabian culture. By the time I got to Addis Ababa, that was a connecting spot for between Abuja and Saudi Arabia. Addis Ababa is in Ethiopia, so Addis Ababa is like the potluck of connecting flights, potluck of all cultures, all human beings. I even saw the Amish. I saw a lot of different characters, in fact, there. Then I saw the famous black abaya woman. That's the woman, the Saudi Arabian woman who is covered in black abaya, covered face and everything. I was just seeing a couple of them trickling. Then I saw some people, at the time I didn't know, some men who had just towels on their waist and towels over their shoulder, with their palm slippers, and just dragging like a luggage. And you know me now, happy-go-lucky. I saw one kid that was dressed like that. I was like, hey, and the guy just looked at me like, until I found out that those people were going for Hajj, pilgrimage. So I had to respect myself. So by the time we got into the plane going to Saudi Arabia, that was when I now saw one woman who was covered. Her eyes were also covered. Normally the eyes were left open, but her eyes were covered, her hands, her feet, everything in black. That was when I knew I had entered. It wasn't funny at all. I was like, okay, We'll get used to it. First of all, we came in winter. It doesn't snow there, but it's pretty cold. So we got in everywhere. I was just looking around, you know. There's one woman who saw me at the airport. The airport is kind of liberal. As foreigners are there, you must not really cover your hair. You could wear other things and all that, but I had to get. She saw me. She was like, "Okay, you know what? Your hands are not covered. You're supposed to cover your hands." She was so sweet, sweet Arabian woman. So she said, "Okay, you're going to cover your hands and everything." So she led me to a shop where I was supposed to get my first abaya. I got my first abaya, and I was just posing, like feeling so cool and all that. I blended in. By the way, I'm wearing black because I'm dedicating this video to them. So, man, by the time I now got into the culture, gongo, Lord have mercy, the sedentary lifestyle. I wasn't going to work. I just had to stay in the house. I could stay indoors for like 2 weeks and not go out. It was good, pretty good for my skin, Sha, because my skin was glowing. Like my skin was like butter. But it was like, oh my goodness, it wasn't a life at all. But I started getting used to it because yes, it was we just got married, so we're looking forward to raising a family. So that was the period I got pregnant, and I had very strong morning sickness and all that. So I wasn't even looking forward to going out. So that was the best part. Then you didn't have to dress so much because everything, if you like dress from heaven to earth, you're going to carry this black abaya and put on your over your clothes. So people didn't really invest so much in clothes. There were a lot of clothes in the shopping mall and everything, but I think they do that in private parties where they know they're going to show off their clothes, and they love bling bling a lot. So you just wear anything you feel comfortable in, but your black abaya covers you. You cover your hair, you cover your face if you want. I don't cover my face. As foreigners, you're not obligated to cover your face, but I also had it to cover my face just in case, for security reasons, just in case now somebody like I just needed, no, I didn't want to stick out. It took me some time to get used to that lifestyle, and it was so funny because when we now finally started socializing inside, the first I found out that they don't really greet with handshakes. They could greet with handshakes, but they actually greet with side cheeks. Oh, that didn't come out right. Side cheeks. What I mean is that they greet with cheek to cheek, like kisses, like that. It depends. I don't know how many times. Like I used to think it was 3, but sometimes I've seen people who kissed longer, and it's man to man, woman to woman. But they actually do handshakes too, especially the men and all that. The women, they just hug and kiss cheek to cheek. So trust your girl now. For me to blend in, I had to start kissing cheek like a woodpecker. Peck, peck, peck. So the nightlife is the cocoa, you know. The nightlife is where things happen. It's not like the daytime where everywhere looks very quiet, like deserted. It's actually really deserted, pun intended, during the day. But at night, everybody comes out, like families are coming out. They go to the park at night. Yes, they go to the park at night. People go to fast food joints at night, you know. And in all these public places, it's sectioned, gender section. So there are male sections and female sections. They're not intertwined. Then there's also a family section. Family section is where man and woman can actually sit with family, and they actually have black curtains. You know, when you sit down in eateries and you're just eating your stuff, but those cubicles actually have black curtains for the families. So black, you have the shaded areas for the families. Then you have male area, female area. Oh Lord, I can't remember. I can't even count how many times I've bumped into male sections instead of female sections. But it's just an honest mistake. Like when you go, they'll just say no, beans. That's for women. So you or girls. So you go to the female section. Even when you go to the hospital, especially for obstetrics or gynecology cases, the doctor in charge would ask you if it was okay for him, maybe as a man, to treat you as a woman. So they take the gender thing very seriously. In weddings, the same demarcation: men one side, women one side. In fact, I will have another video for that. That wedding was very spectacular, and in fact, it was quite an experience. So it's something that I would want to really narrate. Tell me if you want to hear how a Saudi wedding is, So that's about it. Then shopping. We have to shop around the prayer times, and like I said before, five prayer times. So I can't remember the hours. I think sometimes it changes. So we have to shop around that time, and you know how it is to shop in a short window frame. It's just very frustrating. And to now top it up, women were not at that time women were not allowed to drive. So your husband is taking you everywhere, or a male chaperone, and that chaperone must be family. A man will always take you around. Like my husband was always going around with me to shop and everything. And you know how husband things used to be now. Like you want to go into the shop and experience shopping. Your husband wants you to just go, take everything that's on the list, enter the cart, let's go. And it can be so devastating for you, because you want to see something new, you want to admire and see if you're going to buy the next time. So I didn't have that kind of luxury. Like it was one of the most frustrating things as a woman, because we love shopping. Even if we're not buying, we just want to be there, they experience it. So that's one thing again. Saudi people love to be in the malls, because in fact their malls are so beautiful. The architecture is out of this world. So malls are actually where you can go and say, I'm going out, because you're not going somewhere, let's say you're not going clubbing, you're not going to have the usual nightlife in a free country. So the mall is where everything happens. Mingling per se is not really happening in Saudi Arabia, because it's a conservative country. So singles, I'm so sorry for you. Probably just say, I like your eyes, probably because it's only the girl's eyes you're seeing. I like your eyes. She'll say, I like you too. Show me your parents. I'll show you my parents. Oh yeah, let's get married. Or probably parents might just arrange marriage for them. So it's mingling is really prohibited. But I heard that some nationals know how to go about it. But if you're a foreigner, especially when you want to go and look for Saudi babe that is even a virgin for that matter, yeah. Or maybe you're married and you practice side chickism and you say it's Saudi babe, mingling is not allowed. I feel for the singles, because married people are the ones who get the best life out of Saudi Arabia. But when you're single, everything you'll be doing like thief every time. So I got used to the life. And it was tough for me, I won't lie. It was tough, but I got used to it, and I said I was going to share the things that I really learned from living in Saudi Arabia. So I'm going to make it very short. I think this video is already getting long. Me and gist. Number one, Saudi Arabia contributed to the formidable force in my marriage. What am I trying to say? As in, Saudi Arabia was what glued us together. But Saudi Arabia is family oriented. So it's all about nuclear family. Man, wife. I've not seen man and wives. Maybe it exists too. But man, wife, and kids. Like man, wife, and that's all they know. Like it's man, wife, and kids. So coming to Saudi, first year of marriage is kind of the hardest year in marriage. When you and your husband, you're just trying to know yourself, know differences and everything. So there's a high tendency that you guys are not going to see eye to eye on some things. So I just used to picture it that probably if we were in Nigeria, probably maybe if we had a misunderstanding, we'll be thinking of how to go and see our parents, or how to call a friend, or how to go drink it out, or or hang out with the boys, or I want to talk to my girls. Now situation is not like we're yelling at each other or anything, but couples always have disagreements. So when you're not seeing eye to eye on some things, like we were forced to actually sit down, sort it out, tackle it, and agree to disagree and still love up, So Saudi Arabia was just the best thing that happened in my marriage. Like it just cemented the foundation very well. Yes, God was the factor. God is always the factor in our marriage. But I will always say Saudi Arabia did a lot of good for me and my marriage. Like we had to bond. That bonding was there. Number 2, hospitality. Hospitality was just a big deal for the average Saudi Arabian. Like you go to a house, the way they treat you, like 3-course meal. I remember when I was pregnant and I just gave birth. Oh my goodness, the food kept coming in. I didn't have my mother around for omugo and all that, but the food kept coming in, different types of chicken. You have the rotisserie, you have the chopped chicken, you had the mac and cheese, you had any food from appetizers to desserts. They had it ready. Like I was blown away. Like, anything you wanted, they were ready and they were happy giving it to you. So I had to learn from that anybody who's coming to visit me, hi, I don't know, Sha, naturally, I don't know how to just stay and say, okay, let me just put chips for you and I give you and you go and all that. Except maybe you come uninvited. I didn't invite you, but sometimes if you're a good person at heart and you come in uninvited, I'll still give you like a robust meal. Like it's something probably that was inside me, but it got magnified when I was in Saudi Arabia. Like whenever someone wants to visit, you plan a feast. You plan a feast, and the hospitality was just amazing. The third one is the quality of life. Like they love everything high quality, from structures to aesthetics at home to handbags. I forgot to say that they love luxury handbags. In fact, that made me I love handbags, but that made me love handbags even more because man, they don't really invest inside. They invest too, especially in lingerie. These women, they invest very well in lingerie. But when it comes to show me your money, it's in the Prada, it's in the Chanel, it's in the, you name them. They love quality. All the things that I bought in Saudi Arabia are still strong and thriving very well as per their good quality. That's why most people actually travel to Dubai to buy those things, because I think they share the same views when it comes to quality. It's just incredible how things I bought in Saudi have lasted till now. The ones we bought in US, UK, Amazon, nothing. But Saudi things are still staying. So they love this quality life. Anything of high quality, they are getting it. Is it cable channels? The OSN that they have is just amazing. It beats all this HBO that they are showing here and all those things. They are top notch. Is it like everything that they do? Oh God, Saudi Arabia, they know quality. Like if you want furniture, especially when it comes to your bed and your beddings and your sofa, your chairs, they are luxurious furniture. So that is one thing I really, really miss and I love about Saudi Arabia. They know quality. Like they put everything in it to get it, and their houses are just beautiful. So I just said, let me just spill the tea here. I'm just talking about it and I'm reminiscing, and I really miss the place. I really miss the place. So if you're planning on settling there or anything, or you have questions, I've left there over 3 years now, but a lot of things have changed. Like driving, now they can drive, see cars. Saudi has lovely cars. So a lot of things have changed. My best ability, I'm going to give you the information that you need, how to get settled, okay, like settling down and all that. Let me know in the comment section what you think. So that's it about today's vlog or today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my gist. By now you must have finished your chapman. So like, share, and do all the good stuff. From me to you is XOXO. Bye.